So in this video I'm going to show you how to use one of these cartridge converters to make one of these, a Sega Master EverDrive, run on a Japanese Sega Master System. And for those who don't know, a Japanese Sega Master System actually has a different size cartridge port to the Western machine, so you need to use one of these converters. And let's put it in a case as well. Okay, so first thing we've got to find out is how we're going to mount this into the case. And as you can see, the converter sits way too high if we use the screw holes on the actual converter. So we've got to place it lower down in the case. And the problem with that is we have the two screw holes holding it up too high. So these two we have to take out. And what better way to take away plastic than use a Dremel. So let's power up this baby and start hacking the Japanese Sega Master System cartridge case. Yeah, okay. I think we better put the Dremel on a little bit faster here. Speed it up a bit. Lovely, and let's do the other side. One thing I really like about these Dremel cutting discs is you can actually use them as some sort of sandpaper as well. So you can smooth down all the edges to make everything nice and clean. Okay, so let's just pick off all the bits of plastic that we don't want. And let's see how this fits. Okay, well that's looking pretty good. Yeah, let's see if we can line up the top. Yeah, that looks like it's going to fit well. But unfortunately on the top of the case, we've still got a few things stopping it from fitting perfectly. So let's take away the top end of the screw holes. And while we're hacking up the case, we also need to take away these two little tabs at the top of the case. And also make a little slot for the SD card access. Okay, now that that's all done, let's try and fit the cartridge in once more. Okay, let's put that together. Yep, and as you can see, it fits really snugly. Yeah, really nice. Okay, don't worry about the board being all wobbly, that's going to be held in later on. Okay guys, well this is why you should check things out before you start hacking up cases. It's actually a day later, and I noticed after converting this Mark III or Japanese Sega Master System case to work with this cartridge adapter and the Master EverDrive, that yeah, the Master EverDrive and this cartridge are not actually compatible with one another. Yeah, this Western Master System cartridge converter by Ralph Net doesn't actually work with the EverDrive, not at all. All you do is all you get is a black screen, so it's pretty useless. So luckily on Amazon Japan there was another company selling this Master System converter. Same thing, it's made to allow Western Master System games to work in a Japanese Sega Master System. This particular converter does work with the Master EverDrive, works no problem. The only problem, as you can see, is it's slightly shorter. So my case mod is designed for this, but thankfully this particular converter also fits in. Now I don't know who makes this one, it's a non-branded converter. But you can see it's got a little serial number down there that says 15232 0W-Y82-170906. So maybe that's going to be helpful for somebody. But anyway, luckily this will still fit in the case mod, which I just hacked up the other day. So what we got to do now is get this into here. Now unfortunately there's no screw holes in here, and even if there were, the screw holes would have to be in this area around here, so we could screw them in here. But unfortunately the EverDrive actually has traces there and little resistors and stuff, so obviously I can't go screwing drilling holes in there. So what we're going to have to do is hot glue it into place. Oh yes. Now I know some people don't like hot glue, but in this case I'm afraid that's the only way we're going to get this to stick in. So what I'm going to do is put a little bit of hot glue down the sides here. Now let's see if we can get this in there. Yeah, okay, get it right down there, because we don't want this sliding about once it's in the machine. Okay, and, let's get a bit of hot glue over here. Make sure it's stuck down well. Nice. Okay, so the hot glue is dried, so now what we've got to do is get the case top back on. And again, we've got the same problem, we can't screw it on because there's no screw holes. So yet again, I'm going to hot glue this in place. Now to do that, I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue around the inside here. There's a little indent, I don't know if you can really see it on the camera. So the idea is get some hot glue down there, and hopefully we can stick this case on. Right. Ow! Shit, that's hot. But it would be, wouldn't it, hot glue. Okay, now I've got to do this fast, so I don't want it going drying before I get the case on. And this side too. This on quick. Get it straight. That's not straight. Right, that's straight. Okay. Now what we want to do is put something heavy on it. Make sure it doesn't move. Yeah, that should do it. Box of pins. And we'll come back to that in 10 minutes. Okay, so that's now on there. A little bit of a gap there where the glue's kind of got stuck, but yeah. So what I'm going to do is put a bit of hot glue down here as well to keep the bottom locked in place on the corners. That should make it nice and secure, and it should also hold in the board a bit more as well. The top I'm not too worried about because the sticker's going to go here. Okay, so let's put a bit of hot glue in here as well on the joints. You've got to be careful because you don't want to put it too far near the end, otherwise it won't fit in the actual mass system. So you just want to get it on the joints. And put a bit on the PCB because, as I said, this will help keep it in there. All the loose bits here. Okay, again we'll just let that stand for about 10 minutes, and that should be that. Then it'll be time to stick it into the machine and get it labeled up. So here we are with the labels that are made. Now actually they are the same label, but I've printed them at different sizes because you never really know how the printer's going to print these things. So this is the original size. This is 1mm smaller, this is 1mm bigger, and this is 2mm bigger. Although on camera they all look pretty much the same. And if anyone's interested, this is the paper I used. Now normally I'd use sticky back paper, but I think in this cartridge's case, because it's got the screw holes on the actual case, I'm going to need to use thicker paper. So I'm going to use this stuff along with some double-sided sticky tape. Now don't laugh, it actually does work very well. And there it is, the completed Master System EverDrive. And if I do say so myself, it looks pretty smart. Especially that label. It's just a shame I can't really print in proper gold like the real Master System cartridges. Yeah, top's not too bad. I had to do a little bit of a patch job there, but not too bad overall. So yeah, not much that can be done about this either, because the cartridges are actually too high. But still, you won't notice that once it's in the machine. So let's go and plug this into the Sega Master System and see how it works. And there we have it, the Master EverDrive is working and it is now running in the Sega Master System, as you can see. And this is just a temporary setup, this is not how the Master System is going to be kept. And I've wired up an RGB video cable as well. And as you can see, we've got R-Type running with the FM sound in stereo. Well, I say stereo, more like double mono. But yeah, RGB video coming from Sega Master System, and it's looking lovely. And since we got it running, let's just show you what the Master System menus look like when running through the EverDrive. Yep, pretty much like any other EverDrive. On here we've got all the Master System games, A to Z, FM sound support, all the PAL games, we've got betas, Game Gear conversions, hacks, homebrews, intros, demos, translations, and different series of collections. So we've got Brazilian games, paddle to controller patch versions, light gun games, and top 100 list from Retro Sanctuary. But we're going to take a look at another FM sound supported game, and one that sounds pretty good with the FM sound is Double Dragon. Let's load it up. Oh yeah. Let's zoom out so you can see a bit more of the screen. Whoop. Here we go. Sega Master System running in RGB. Looks lovely, doesn't it? Please ignore the strange effect on the TV screen. That's mainly due to the scan lines and the camera being in the wrong position. Tell you what, let's reposition the camera. See if we can get it to look a bit better. Yeah, it's just as bad really, isn't it? Where's the controller gone? Here it is. So let's take a look at something that wasn't on the Master System. Let's try GG Shinobi, see if that'll work. Maybe not. See, the problem is the Game Gear had more colours than the Master System, so it doesn't look like they port over very well due to colour issues. But it is running, and we got a problem straight away. Push start button. Master System doesn't have a start button. The pause button doesn't do anything, and the rapid fire button doesn't do anything. Yeah, we're kind of stuck there. Well, it runs. Messed up. Let's try one more. Now this one might work. The colours seem a bit messed up. And again we've got the same problem. no start button, so I can't actually start the game. Pressing pause on the console starts it up by the looks of it. Let's see if pause will work again. Yes, it does. Yep, this one works. Although I think the graphics are corrupt. No, they're not. Okay, we're working now. Yep, Sega Game Gear game running on a Sega Master System. Lovely. Okay, so there you have it. That is the Master System EverDrive. Now, as standard, the Master System EverDrive does not work on a Sega Master System because the cartridge shapes are different. Let's get that in focus. But in conjunction with a cartridge converter designed to run PAL or American Master System games on a Japanese system, you can get an EverDrive working on a Japanese Sega Master System. And if you've got the time, you can also build a lovely cool cartridge shell like this. So I hope this video has been kind of useful to some people out there, and until next time, keep on gaming.